Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. S. Manasa, Assistant Professor from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today, as a part of human rights, we are talking about the laws which are protecting women rights. So, before going to these laws which are protecting the women rights, so first of all, let us see what kind of violence is there against women. So, there are different forms of violence against women. One is violence in the family. So, with respect to the family, there can be the violence due to the traditional practices that are available, that are coming from the ancestors and available in the each specific family's custom or the religion. And there is all the son preference coming over the generations, where the son is preferred more than a girl. So and these kind of, so when the girl is there, so she faces some other problem, being preference is given to the son among the boy and girl when they are together. And if it is a girl bond in the, like they think that they want a son, but the girl is born, they again start discriminating her at any every stage of her growth. And then this kind of harassment or discrimination can be always there in all families. And the next one can be the domestic violence. So this kind of domestic violence is due to the dominated family members are due to the patriotic kind of situations are there at the family. And hence the woman faces kind of domestic violence, either from the husband and from the family members, in-laws members. So this causes again discrimination, and she faces the problems. And next can be sexual assault within the marriage. So these things are the harassments or the violence that from the family the woman is facing. And the violence can be from the community or the society. So we always hear that to say there are many cases that we have, either in the media or the news always, that the woman is some other way harassed, or violence is going on at every place. So it can be some violence at workplace, and it can be due to the when women starts going either to the school or the college or institution or the workplace. So every stage of life she has some other kind of the problem with the men or the society. So always violence is there at the workplace, and we hear that the custodial violence against the women, as well as the trafficking and the many rape cases that we see, very pathetic news that we see every day in our media or the internet. So this is all going on every day. So first of all, to protect that, to stop that, these things, we have to know, encourage women to know what are their rights first, and what are their laws that have that the system means the country has, or the constitution has given. So what kind of laws she possesses, and what kind of rights she has. So first of all, women should be known of these things. So let us study the laws that are protecting the women rights. So further, we have to have the rights which are protecting the women rights. So that laws protecting the women rights. So one is Dowry Prohibition Act, which is the act has come in the year of 1961. So we all know that the dowry is the mutual exchange, means the with the agreement between the bride and the groom family, or the parents, or the that group of members which agree that with the bride we give this much money, or the land or the property, can be anything. And it can be due to the mutual understanding between the two parties, or can be from the one side, or it may be due to the force of the only one party. So these can be there. We all know that this has become the cancer of the society over the generations. It is coming, though this is not at all entertained, means the girl is not entertained to give the dowry, but still the cases have been reported that she is facing the problem against this dowry. So some families harass women to bring the dowry, and then if it is given in a positive manner, like without any force or the harassment kind, it is fine. But now this the dowry system has been become like a tradition that every woman should give the dowry for getting married. So at some families there is been always the harassment for the married girl, that it this much amount or the property is not enough, and then go again bring. So there comes the issue, and then these cases have been reported due to the harassment for the dowry. So the dowry is defined as an act as any property or the valuable security given or agreed to be given either directly or can be indirectly, either by one party to other party, or it is with a mutual understanding between the two parties. So, by the parents of either party to a marriage, or by other person to either party to the marriage, and to any other person at or before or after any time after the marriage, in connection with the marriage of the said parties. So they agree to give money during the marriage or before, or can be after. So if it is like they have not given, or some issue happens again, it has become like the woman is harassed because of the not giving proper amount of the money, and then she's been attacked, or we see that many suicidal cases that will happen because of the this dowry harassment. So hence this dowry provision act is developed in 1961, but in 1962 it outlawed giving or receiving a dowry. It has made a like a punishable offense, and the punishment is imprisonment would be a term which shall not be less than 5 years, along with the fine. So 5 years imprisonment, and the fine in terms of some amount, the cash. That's what this Dowry Prohibition Act says. And next law is the Equal Remuneration Act, which has come in the year 1976. So, what does this Equal Remuneration Act says is you give the payment as per the capabilities or the work for the men and women, but not based on the gender that they possess. So, this Equal Remuneration Act in 1976 that has provided the payment of equal remuneration to the men as well as women workers, and for the prevention of discrimination grounds of the sex against the women in the matter of employment for the matters connected with the incidental thereof. So you had to give money equally distributed to men as well as women. So that is what this Equal Remuneration Act says. Then coming to the next law, that is the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, which has come in the year 1979. So it is abbreviated as CEDAW. So this CEDAW is saying that there should not be any discrimination in terms of anything between the men and women. So you should not bifurcate the gender, but you give equal rights and equal specification as well as equal chance to the both the genders. So this CEDA is a landmark international agreement that affirms the principles and fundamentals of all human rights and equality for women around the world. The CEDA is a practical blueprint for each country to achieve progress for women as well as for the girls. This CEDA strengthens United States as a global leader in standing up for women and the girls. So it is mainly promoting the women and the girls. So in the countries that have ratified with the CEDA, women have partnered with their government to improve the status of women as well as the girls, and as a result have changed laws and policies to create a greater safety and greater opportunities for women and their families. So it is promoting the rights and more chances as well as more safety as well as more concern with respect to the women and the girls, so that their families at least have little relief that the woman is not facing so many harassments or something. So this Sira is mainly promoting the women in order to stop all kind of discrimination. And the next one is the Indecent Representation of Women Provision Act. So the way that woman is represented in the media as well as in the public places. So there has been act that indecent representation provision. So when this act says that the prohibit to prohibit indecent representation of women through the advertisements or in the publications or writings, paintings, figures, or in any manner for the matters that are connected therewith, incidental thereto. So let us not give some the indecent pictures of the women or the girls in the social media as well as the print and publications and the paintings or figures. So all women has a right to put a case against this act, that if the woman is shown in a indecent manner in any way. So many of the women, first we should know what are laws that we have which we can use. So this is the main thing. And the next one is the National Commission for Women Act that is being developed in the year 1990. So this is about the central government shall constitute a body known as a National Commission for Women. So this is for each nation. So the government from especially in India, the National Commission for Women that is being developed by the central government to exercise the powers that are conferred on and to perform the functions assigned to under, under this act, or so the functions of national commissions for women include investigate and examine all matters relating to the safeguards that are provided for the women under the constitution as well as under the law. So first of all examine and then investigate what are all the safeguards or protecting laws which are there for women in terms of the constitution as well as in terms of laws and justice. And then look into the complaints first and then take sumoto notice of these matters relating to the deprivation of human rights. So, whichever are stopping or depriving the human rights, let us first look into that and take a note, and as well as the things which are non implementation of the laws enacted to provide the protection of the woman and also to achieve the object of equality. So this National Commission for Women First says that let us all reveal what are the laws that safety guards that women has, and first of all look into the complaints, as well as take action and take into the notice which what are the things that are depriving the women's rights and which are not allowing the implementation of these women rights. So look into those and then function on that. And then the next one is the major problem that nowadays is facing, is feticide, that the girl is killed in the womb itself, so she is not having right to come out, and giving birth to the baby is stopped. So by what? By the prenatal diagnostic techniques, that the means for the detection of the sex as well as for the fetal growth, the techniques have been developed but that has been misused. So this prenatal diagnostic techniques, so that regulation as well as prevention of this misuse of these diagnostic techniques act has come in the year 1994. So what does this act says is, it is intended to provide for the regulation of use of prenatal diagnostic techniques for the purpose of detecting genetic and metabolic disorders and others. So actually, this prenatal diagnostic is made for the purpose that if any genetical disorders or metabolic disorders are there for the baby. So for that sake, it has been developed, but in along with this, the sex is also can be known from this. So what this using this technique, what people are doing is, so they are knowing whether the womb contains girl baby or the boy. So if it is a girl and then they try to kill that baby inside itself and they don't want a girl baby, so this is what happening, and many cases have been reported that they are getting aborted or the feticide is going on because of knowing the sex of the womb. So what this act has done is, it has banned all the diagnostic centers where if one is focused the light of the whatever that laser light is focused at the genital parts, then it is reported to the government, and then the particular person is under the will be under imprisonation. So this strict rule has come to stop the womb killing or the feticide. So what this is saying is, this test cannot be conducted without consultation of a pregnant woman first, and then if the person is focusing or knowing the sex of the womb, then uh, the case will be reported against that person and then he's being imprisoned. So this act is stopping the womb feticide. So this is about the prenatal diagnostic technique. And the next one is protection of women from domestic violence. So this has been act has been developed in 2005. So we all know that every woman, whether she is educated or not, literate or the illiterate woman, is facing the domestic violence. So which cannot be reported, means almost all every woman faces, but every woman cannot go and then report a case that she is facing a domestic violence. But many of the families has means patriotic dominated, or kind of the in-laws harassment can be there. So always this domestic violence will be very high. So this act has been developed, which says as any conduct of respondent if brutally assault or make the life aggrieved person miserable by cruelty of the conduct. So if anything is aggressive manner by the husband or the in-laws, then this is called the domestic violence. And it also domestic violence if the aggrieved person is forced to lead the immoral life and they punish the woman, and they they are allowed to live under the restrictions, then that also come under this domestic violence. And as well as injuring, harming the aggrieved person is also a domestic violence. The pursuit of the course of the conduct of the respondent was not reasonable to his own protection, then it does not amount to the domestic violence. So if the some people can misuse this law again, this act, that they simply can go and case a file that they are facing the domestic violence. So if the reason is not suitable, or they say simple some for the sake of just casing a file, so if they say some irresponsible reasons are not suitable reasons, then it is not coming under this law. So this act is mainly for protecting the domestic violence for the women. So in very rural as well as the urban areas, many women will be facing. So to order to fight against those things, so this law is specially developed. And next law is the provision of Child Marriages Act as amended up to 2006. So what does this law says? This is defined as the act a person who, if a male has completed 21 years of age and a female has completed 18 years of the age, then the marriage is allowed. But if the person or the means both boy and girl is are of less than this age, then it comes under child marriage. So, say child marriage is a marriage in which either contracting parties is a child. So, it can be that girl can be of less than this age, or a boy can be. So, any of them or both can be. So, both comes under this child marriage. And punishment for this conducting or performing or abetting child marriages extended to 2 years rigorous imprisonment as well as also fine, which is extended to the 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh rupees fine as well as imprisonment for 2 years. So this is the child act marriage. So to be frank, after this the child marriages act have come, and from previous over the decades also many um, social activity persons have fought for this, and nowadays we see very less, means the amount has been decreased. We should agree for this. And the next act is Sexual Harassment Prevention Act, which is developed in 2019. So, any kind of the harassment that is being faced by the woman comes under this. It can be some indecent assaults, crimes, and harassment, and the it can be that misbehavior or violating the persons, means they will be in violating their own wishes, and then it is against the these so-called girls wishes, and then if they are forced for the any indecent behavior and this act is there, so one should remember that they can go and complain. So it can be anything else, it can be verbal also, or by the behavior also. And the next law is right to maintenance. So how, whether means how the woman should be maintained, and this every woman has this right to maintenance that we should know first. And the provisions to provide summary remedy to prevent dependence from destitution and will as serve a social purpose. The following are entitled right to maintenance, that can be wife if she is unable to maintain herself, and legitimate or illegitimate minor child, whether married or not, who is unable to maintain himself or herself, or it can be father or the mother who are unable to maintain himself or herself. So if they are lacking these, and they have a right to maintenance, so they can go and approach for that maintenance purpose. So the law are ready to serve for this purpose. And the next one is what are the consequences of violence against a woman. So we all know that it can be psychological mainly, physical, economical, as well as social. So for survivors, these are all interconnected. So overall, all these laws says that the violence should be removed, means this discrimination or harassment to be stopped. And if any case this happens, women should know that they are eligible to put a case for that. So, if any misbehavior or the harassment takes place on the woman, women should know that they have the rights to file a case. So, this is about the laws that are protecting the women rights. So, first of all, we should also see that we should all respect our rights first, and always the society must be tuned that we should also respect women. This is about the laws protecting the women. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.